Hey, it's JC here, JC's Comics and More, with Chuck the Knife, and of course Joel's on the Steadicam. Thanks to Joel for buying me the Steadicam, and thanks for Chuck for getting me the knife. Ironically enough, he got a knife that's named Chuck. What are the odds? But this is Monday night to be exact. A busy day, taking care of some stuff. Staying here a little bit late to help process these books, get these things online since we got these things early. I've got my other 2 boxes I'll have tomorrow. So, let's see what's in this box here. We have a lot of great comics in that first box. I suspect we'll have a lot of great comics in this box as well. I see Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Titan's Judas Contract. I see a Symbiote Spider-Man cover. I see Far Sector, and I see Robin Hood Vigilante. Well, we're going to start with those Symbiote Spider-Mans first. And here is a takeoff on the Steve Ditko with Amazing Spider-Man. Steve Ditko was powerful. It was a powerful, very, very powerful. You can see the power. This is good, but it's lacking the power, dude. You might think you're better than Ditko because you draw prettier, but you're not. And speaking about pretty, but it's not, here's Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, the 2099 variant. And look, some of these are on top of the other side over there, again. But here's the Judas Contract. Looks like a Lee Weeks cover. Did Lee Weeks do the artwork on the inside? Looks like he did not, but the artwork is done by Tom Rainey. So, can't wait to read this. The Tales of the Dark Multiverse have been outstanding. There's another True Believers. This is reprints Marvel Premiere number 45 with Manwolf, David Anthony Kraft, George Perez, and Frank Giacola were the creators on this. Roger Stern, Jim Shooter was the editor-in-chief. This is a George Perez cover also. It's great stuff. George always, this is a trademark of George's work. See this? He would do that. And he got that from Barry Smith. Barry Smith is where he first did that. But there you go. You got J. Jonah Jameson. And if you've never read this stuff, very, very underrated. And if you are friends with David Anthony Kraft on Facebook, please share this video. Tag his name in it. I had a good conversation with David online a few months ago that he had a letter written in the Incredible Hulk. He had other letters written, and he was responsible for getting Blue Oyster Cult to the Marvel offices, and we had a good time with that. Telling me, and Jim Shooter got Eric Bloom. Thought he was the drummer. Thought he was Albert Bouchard from Blue Oyster Cult when they went to the Marvel offices in the 70s. It was a pretty funny story. I'm a huge BOC fan, so to me, that was real special hearing that story. So certainly tell Dave that JC is pumping his stuff up. And if you happen to see Blue Oyster Cult, or if you happen to see Blue Coupe is the band that Albert Bouchard, who was the drummer of BOC, and his brother Joe Bouchard, who played bass. He now plays the guitar in Blue Coupe, along with Dennis Dunaway, who was in the original Alice Cooper band. You know, if you're a big fan of BOC or Alice Cooper, those guys come around your area, don't miss them. Heist number 2, and that is for one of my pull customers. Here's Detective 1017. That is the B cover. As in, don't be late or you'll miss out. And Absolute Carnage tie-in number 19. I think this is second printing. Yeah, this is second printing on issue 19. So those copies are set aside for a couple of my customers. Here's Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. which should be canceled. This book is awful. Horrible. Steve Ditko is rolling in his grave. But look at that artwork on the front. Horrible. Horrible artwork. As my old buddy Rich Savage would say, well, I can't tell you what he would say, but it's awful. This is awful. This is scary, folks. Can't come to an end fast enough. And if you're friends with Tom Tyler on Facebook, share this video and tag his name to this. He lives down under. He needs to get under a rock. Crawl from under a rock, buddy. Alex Ross. Alex Ross cover on Captain America number 17. This book is awful too. The best thing about these books, these comics, is the cover. The writing is atrociously bad. Atrociously bad. This thing is almost unreadable. You would swear Dan Slott was writing it. Justice League Odyssey number 16. There's a very cool Starfire cover right there. Okay, got Dying is Easy. This is cover A. This is from IDW. I'm looking forward to reading this. I'm excited about this book. Hope it's as good as it seems to be. And speaking of books that are great, reprint of Nova number 1. This should have been, they should have reprinted this in full. This should have been, reprinted all the ads and everything. But Marv Wolfman, John Buscema and Joe Sinnott. This is what I fell in love with old Rocket Head in this here. Man Called Nova. This is a Man Called Nova number 1. I am so, God, I bought many copies when I was a teenager. I walked probably about 2 miles to when I bought it in the summer, that summer, and I was down in Port Clinton at the time. That my stepdad, his folks owned Kentucky Beach, a marina down there, and I had to walk down to where there was a Kroger's and there's a drugstore down there, and I bought my copy of Nova and walked back and read that thing many, many times. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Got that great Rich Buckler cover. Again, man, I'm going to read this thing again tonight. And imagine that. See the books I pulled out, there's a Far Sectors. So let me pull the rest of those out. And then at the very top, now here's the rest of my Far Sectors. Now these Far Sectors came halfway. They're halfway in this box here. So I don't know how that happens, how they put these in there. It makes no sense. But that's the cover A. I think that's the only cover on Far Sector. Robin Hood Vigilante number 2. Cover C. Mr. DeLance is going to be happy to get this, and so is Mr. Paul. Batman's Grave number 3. This is cover A. Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch. Invader Zim number 48. Only bought 1 copy of Invader Zim. So if you're interested, don't wait. You'll miss out. Hey, look. We bought Ray 1 and we've got Ray 2 that's in this week. This is cover C on that. There are shops that did not order any copies of Ray 1. It's Valiant Comics. It's a major company. It's the number 1. I'm always going to buy copies from a major company. Now, if it doesn't sell, I'm going to cut copies back. But you can always count on having copies here at JC's Comics and More, your pop culture superstore. You know, we're not no French comics. And I thought this was coming out this week. Had somebody in earlier, they bought a Ruby number 2. I got to see if I can reorder Ruby number 1 for them. And somebody down in Bowling Green, he's going to be happy to get his Ruby number 3. Gideon Falls number 19. Cover A on Gideon Falls. Make sure I get set aside for one of my poll customers. Here's cover B. This is the Kevin Nolan cover on Batman the Outsiders number 8. Waste of Space number 12 from Vault Comics. This is for one of my poll customers. And I believe this is the last issue. This is the last issue. Take a look, see. Yeah. Final issue of Dr. Aphra. This is the Terry Dodson cover. Greatest Moments variant. 35 of 36. Let the Past Die. I guess you could almost say this is a spoiler for the movie. Because look what's happening there. Look what happens in the movie. Jeez. Come on, Marvel. Disney. You better watch what your employees are doing. Okay, another Spider-Man symbiote cover. Takeoff from Civil War, where he reveals his identity. Again, I think that's 6 covers now. Here we got Red Mother number 1. So make sure a copy of that gets set aside for one of my customers who's going to really want it. Supergirl number 37. She's become the Supergirl who laughs. This is the cover A. I can't wait to see the cover B. Unfortunately, the cover B won't reflect what goes on in this book. The cover B by Derek Chu is a fluff cover. House of Whisperers, the Sandman Universe number 16. My poll customer from Cleveland's going to be happy when that shows up before Christmas. I believe this is the 1 in 25, maybe this is the 1 in 50 cover of Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Child. We'll see how this is. The artwork is certainly looks fairly good, so we'll see how that turns out. Okay, Star Wars Target Vader number 6. Final issue in this series. It's been fairly decent series. Let's see. Written by Robbie Thompson. Okay. I see Battle Pug. My 1 copy of Battle Pug. Issue number 4, the only copy, set aside for a poll customer. Here's Hit Girl India, part 3 of 4. This is cover A for issue number 11. Shoplifters will be liquidated, issue number 3 from Aftershock. The Undiscovered Country, or rather just Undiscovered Country number 2, Scott Snyder and Mr. Mad Attack, the Walgreens guy. He is going to be slacking on the job. He's going to be back and sitting in the back room reading his funny books. His manager will come back there. Matt, you reading them funny books? You better not be reading them funny books. Here we got Miles Morales, number 13. This is the Spider Island variant on that. He's fighting bad Venom cats. Zorro number 3. Rise of the Old Gods. Make sure copies get set aside for a couple of poll customers. Here's a book that I think this is a little late. Not overly, but it is late. Issue 3 of 6. Spider-Verse. So make sure a couple of copies get set aside for a couple of people that'll be very happy to get their Spider-Verses. Gideon Falls, issue 19. This is the B cover. This reprints Hulk number 234, where Marvel Man becomes Quasar. He decides to become Quasar in there. Sal Buscema, I think Bill Manilow. Well, Roger Stern wrote this one. Now Roger Stern, Sal Buscema, Jack Abel. And then you can call me by my new code name. Call me Quasar. $1. And it's got an L. Milgram cover. Robin Hood Vigilante number 2. This is cover A on that. Somebody from Genoa is going to be very happy. Actually, from Gibsonburg. He's going to be very happy to get that. So got your copy waiting for you here, Mr. T. Betty Page Unbound. Look at that. Man. Faster than a speeding bullet. Whew. And this is cover C on the Betty Page Unbound. Okay, Gotham City Monsters. And now Batwoman. She's taking on the monsters and she's going to win. Raid number 2. Cover A on raid number 2. So we had covers A and C. Punisher Soviet number 2. I thought I sold out Punisher Soviet number 2 on my racks. And it just happened to be checking my numbers on Gotham City Monsters. Guess what I found behind my Gotham City Monsters? Punisher Soviet ones that somebody purposely hid. Thank you. Thank you. Gosh, what's the word? Kind of rhymes with yuck and it's face. Thank you. Thanks, Saboteur. Here's the ArtGerm cover on Ruby number 3. He's doing the variant covers now. So I know a couple of people that are going to want that ArtGerm cover. Dragonfly and Dragonfly Man, issue number 2. I've got a couple copies there. I've got to reorder this for one of my customers. I didn't see him last week, so I wasn't able to talk to him. So I'm going to make sure he comes in this week before I order it. I don't want to order stuff for somebody that in case they're not coming in here any longer. Ghost Rider number 3. Mephisto rolls the dice on Ghost Rider. And, holy smokes, look, there's even more of these. Even more. And these here make 3 different spots. 3 different areas this book was in. Diamond, you guys rock. So we got the new 100-page Giant with the Flash. It's got a cover by Coley Hayner. Coley Hayner did the cover on that. Thanks, Coley Hayner. Something that's Killing the Children number 4. This is the regular cover on it. So I'll make sure a copy of that gets set aside for one of my poll customers, so he doesn't have to worry. Also from Aftershock, you are obsolete number 4. Aren't we all? We will all be obsolete someday as the machines take over. That's right, Year of the Villain came out this week. Harley Quinn's Year of the Villain. This is the blank cover on that, so I'll make sure that gets set aside for somebody. Annihilation Silver Surfer. We've got 2 Annihilation books this week. Annihilation Beta Ray Bill and Annihilation Silver Surfer. And They're connecting covers. So I would have to think that Nova and what's the other one that came out this last week? Nova and Fantastic Four, they probably all interconnect. So something to keep in mind, people, if you like fan of connecting covers. And then there's also Ron Lim variants that should be in one of these boxes too. Probably my other box I'm picking up tomorrow, since this is the last stack from this box. This is the Goon number 7. Misery is a code wrench. Make sure that gets set aside. And here's the regular A covers on Doom 2099. So we had the B covers by Ron Lim, and then we've got these covers. Wonder Twins number 10. I think this has 2 more issues to go. Got the Black Terror. Black Terror number 3, I think. Cover A. You're not sure what issue number this is because guess what? Dynamite. You didn't put the issue number on the cover. And plus, your logo's down here. Your 50th anniversary. There's nothing here. Dynamite. Come on. I know you guys haven't been doing this for 30, 40 years. But come on. Whoever's responsible for this cover design, give them something pink for Christmas. Give them a slip that's pink. That'll make them think twice next time. You can't babysit these people and micromanage every little person. I know. Spider-Man 2099. This is a one shot. This is the cover A on that. Again, if you do like these videos, please like. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. I'd like to hit that mark. Please also be sure to share this. And also, I do have one other item. This is cover D on, look, whoever did this, they made sure they got that cover right there. Kiss Zombies. Cover D on Kiss Zombies, number 2. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Everybody have a great New Comics Wednesday.